My name is Yukiko Masui. I mean, definitely my mum inspired me a lot. She was working as gymnastic judge for gymnastic competitions and Olympics, and she used to be a gymnast as well. And she was like always working, training the Japanese national team, and yeah, she was always like an inspiration for me, working hard, and yeah, she was one of my biggest inspiration. And at the moment, my like huge inspiration is anime characters, especially like Demon Slayers, these kind of imaginary characters, but they really put work really extremely hard to serve other people. Like those characters really inspired me a lot. When I was little, I actually really wanted to be a singer. I don't know, I just loved singing. But also, at some point, I wanted to be a lawyer to, yeah, help people. There was a huge incident around basically like a terror attack in Tokyo with a gas bomb, and this female lawyer really fought for the survivors or victims, and she was really intelligent and inspired me a lot. So I wanted, at that point, I really wanted to be a lawyer to help people. And maybe around like secondary school, I started train in kendo, which is like a form of martial arts with like bamboo sword with protectors and stuff. It's basically foundation of samurai fight. And I was the captain of like a female team of that school. But once I moved up to high school, I started dancing. I started like ballroom Latin dance and hip hop, going to dance studios, training with my friends on street, and yeah, dancing all the time, performing, competing, yeah, throughout high school and university back in Japan. It's about being able to connect with other people through dance. I'm super fortunate to travel to different countries and do dance projects and dance with other people who we don't necessarily understand each other through the same language, but I managed to connect with those people who we don't share the same language, but we share the language of dance, which is, I find it beautiful. Under the term of contemporary dance, I can bring different elements and then create my own language, which I love. Because sometimes, like, I speak in Japanese and I have a certain part of me comes out, and when I speak in English, certain different part of me comes out. And I feel really comfortable when I'm talking to friends who can speak English and Japanese, so I can mix these two languages and access and express something that I can't express with just one language, which I love when I can do that in dance. So sometimes I draw some movements from hip hop, sometimes I draw some movements from Latin dance and bring it together, and then there's a new language that I can express. People tend to notice the difference more than what you have in common. And sometimes I wish we could just be, and without any labels that people want to put you on top. Like even my ethnicities or my gender, and people would like to put people in a box, and I always like to take away those boxes and just be who I am, like as Yuki. That as soon as I move, like, oh, you're like you move like a ninja, or stereotypes connotations come in, and or also like outside of like professionals, I guess like people assume that I'm Chinese, where I'm Japanese, and there are whole different nationalities and ethnicities within East Asian. So I think that can be a bit difficult to manage. sometimes I called into a space just because for people to tick box, which initially it was a real struggle because I know that I'm not called in for my skill set or what I can do, how good I am. That's not why I've been called in. That took a lot of power away from me and confidence. But then, yeah, one day I was talking to a woman of color, and she was like, you know what, if you are given opportunities, go and do your best job, and that's all you can do. And don't worry about why they chose you. Go and yeah, get it, do it, smash it. And I was like, might as well. When you're given opportunities, grab it and run with it. When I went to Cape Town to teach a piece that I was performing, because the piece was about pilgrimage, and also for me that piece represented my uncle's death, and I had to kind of go back into when my uncle passed away right in front of me. And actually that was right before me moving to London, so it had a really significant meaning, yeah, process of grief that I hadn't done. I felt like I did it through the piece. You know, there are other moments in my life that I was like, oh, I was on the TV or I was on the film and I've done this thing and that. But for me, like the most proud or the proudest moment in my career is how deep connection you found through dance. So yeah, that would be my proudest moment. Proudest moment was to make the piece called It Takes Two Two. It was about looking into ballroom Latin dance where there's a specific gender role that is assigned originally. So the men lead women and women follow men. And I wanted to deconstruct that. And what I found is that actually I was never trained to lead. So it was a struggle for me to lead because I was not trained. And actually it was same for male dancers. They've never been trained to follow. So they didn't know how to follow and they felt insecure about following because they were never trained. And I was like, oh wow, there things like that happen all the time. We just don't know. We're not trained just because of your assigned gender when you're born. And what if we are both like everybody's trained for both, or if you trained both and then choose what you prefer. And yeah, actually making that piece and touring it across UK, and those are the things like it made me really proud. What would I give an advice to my mini Yuki? Go and get it, like go and do it with a joy, like it, or like follow your instinct and where you feel joy. Like I think because I was quite shy and I was always kind of hiding a little bit, and you can just go out there and get what you want or share with what you know share what your joy is with other people. There's nothing to be shy about because other people will enjoy if you are feeling enjoy, if you are enjoying as well. So yeah. Oh wow, let me have a think. This is so important. Young, yeah. So whether you want to become a professional dancer or not, dance is going to be with you no matter what. So like enjoy, and you fall out for a moment, but you will come back in any forms. So dance is always there for you. So just enjoy.